Before you do the intro, can I say something?
Dude, we're live, pal.
I guess by the time this airs, it's been about a month. I just want to say rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. If anybody out there celebrated his death, go ahead and hit the unsubscribe button, unfollow us. I don't want you anywhere near this show. Don't want your money, don't want your support or anything. You can hit the fug off button.
I think I got that button. Hold on.
By the ladies there. There it is.
Blake, is this year 3 or 4? 4 horse, number 4. Because I went back looking through when I was making the list for this month, and I want to make sure I didn't double up. So don't we usually start every October with the same song? Don't we always say this? And we're in for a ride. Day 1 of 31.
Year 9.
Year 9 for the podcast. Year 4 for YouTube. 9 years, Blake. We've taken up our whole October. This is last year. Or do we go 10? Do we go 10 and then just shut it down to me and you can talk about it as old men? You know what? We did a podcast and we did 31 movies every month. every October. That should be our gimmick. We should do a movie a day every day of the year.
Yeah. 365.
365 horror every year. Can you imagine the crap I dig up then?
Yeah, I could.
Sorry, I'm drinking.
What you having?
I knew you were going to say it. This month's brought to you by Barks Root Beer, sugar-free.
Now, I got a question for you.
There we go.
Barks or A&W? What is the best root beer of all time?
To me, it's Barks.
I don't think you've had an A&W in a while, and I don't think you've smelt an A&W root beer in a while.
Dude.
I've had an A&W.
I know you have. I'm curious which has been around longer, and are there any other brands that you and I don't know about that's like a real popular root beer? That's the only two I know of.
Hold on. Which is older?
Are you on the Google machine?
Yep. So it's saying right here, A&W is significantly older than Barks.
Yeah.
It started in 1919, and hold on.
Hey, 106 years for A&W.
Okay, hold on. Barks started root beer stand started in 1898.
Okay. My math.
Hold on. This don't make any sense.
The math ain't mathing for me.
No, it's not. Hold on, let's go to Reddit. You know there's nothing bad on there. Here we go. I got it, Blake. Hires Root Beer, 1875. I'm sure this guy's name is C.P. Clemens on Reddit. I'm sure he's reliable. This is from 10 months ago. Somebody had the same question.
We should have him on the show.
Saranac, which sounds like a bad guy in a space movie, was 1888. Barks was 1898. A&W was 1919. Stewart's Root Beer was 1924. Fun fact: when I worked at a gas station, there was a guy whose last name was Stewart. It was a huge that would come in there and pick up the money every day.
I forgot about Stewart's Root Beer, classic glass bottle. But I'm an A&W guy.
What about Mug Root Beer? Mug Costanza.
I'm having trouble picturing Mug Root Beer.
No, Mug. It's red.
Is it red?
I think so. I got to go back to see what this AI helper was trying to tell me on this Google. A&W is significantly older than Barks, with A&W's roots in root beer stand in 1919 and its first restaurant in 1923, while Barks started as a root beer stand in 1898 and was later developed by the Bark family. How does that make sense, Blake?
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I'm starting to think AI don't know shit.
Oh, did you know this though? Barks Root Beer began as a root beer stand in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Wow, there you go. And that's also where our favorite movie Stone Cold was filmed.
There you go, and Alabama. So that's the reason I'm all about Barks. And I'm sure everybody now has tuned out that wanted to come here for Nightmare on Elm Street 3. So me and you can just talk about them now. Blake.
I just think it's a question. I mean, we don't get a lot of stuff down here in the South, and I was curious if there's any more famous root beers out there. Stewart's was a good pull. That was a good one. That root beer looks good. I could hear the ice too as you put the glass down. That's cold root beer, folks.
I'm a big ice guy. I love ice.
A lot of ice.
A lot of ice there, you man. A lot of ice. You
Boy, I look like a valet.
Valet.
Okay, so before
Everybody-
you do the introduction,
Are you gonna run more people off with some political shit?
no, I got a lot of heat. I didn't get a lot of heat, but the last live we did, I guess it's been 3 months ago. Blake, you keep trashing on Nightmare on Elm Street. You got to watch the sequels, bro. Watch the sequels. I'm telling you, they'll win you over. Because I told you back a couple of months ago now that I don't get the hype with Freddy. I think Nightmare on Elm Street 1 is a pretty good movie. And then...
Is it, though?
Yeah, I think it is. Let me finish before you do that. And then we watch part 2 with Darren and Frank, either on their channel or on our channel. I can't remember.
It was our channel. It was a gay one.
Yeah, and all three of you were talking about how good of a movie that was and how awesome Freddy was. Yeah, let's. Okay, well, you saying that didn't happen? What about this clip right here?
I don't see a clip.
That's a clip of all three and y'all saying you loved it. And the whole time I'm like, I don't really get this movie. It's like they turned it into a haunted house movie, other than what the original was supposed to be. So I'm like, okay, forget about that. It's a bad sequel. It happens in every franchise.
It didn't make sense.
I'll watch part 3. And well, actually, you said, hey, we're going to watch part 3 and 4 for 31 Days of Horror. So I'm like, okay, this is my chance to really catch up on this franchise as an adult. Because as a kid, I loved Freddy. I thought he was really cool. And then I watched this movie and I'm like, Ronnie, is Nightmare on Elm Street the most successful, worst horror franchise out there?
Successful, yes. Yes.
Because, I mean, you got Freddy, and I did too. I've mentioned, I'm on this show saying it. I got Freddy on the Mount Rushmore. I don't get it. Like, I think we love Freddy because at first it was something new. We got a villain who wasn't a mute like Myers or Jason, or, I know Leatherface makes noises, but he doesn't talk. We get
Buddy Baker from Slaughterhouse.
We get a slasher who drops one-liners, and we loved it because it was something new and fresh. But man, these movies suck. Other than the original, these movies are terrible, and I cannot wait to break this movie down with you. What's your dream power, man?
Hold on.
Ronnie, you found your dream power.
Hey, Freddy. Come here, Freddy.
Oh, shit, I fell asleep. I better use my dream power.
I'm strong, but I can still get killed.
I got to talk in this voice because I'm comedic relief.
I look like the guy from Running Man's son.
I look like Dynamo.
What an idiot.
They should have named me Token.
No, you couldn't name him Token.
Oh, I forgot the Matrix is in this movie.
Cowboy Curtis is in this movie.
Cowboy Curtis, the Matrix. He's starting to believe.
What do you think? What do you think his
My daughter's in porn. She's starting to believe.
What are you talking about?
I read something. I don't even know if it's true. I shouldn't say it. I shouldn't have said it.
He should have said that when he walks in that room and there's like a blonde-headed child he's supposed to be a child whose head is slammed through a TV. It's 8 feet off the ground. He's getting fingered for that murder.
Yeah, no joke. in the 80s, this dude is done.
How did they explain that? How would they go about? Okay, they probably said it was suicide. So did she get a running start like Ram Man from He-Man and like go head first into the TV? And then how did it stick up there?
Hey, I got a great idea. Let's take a bunch of suicidal teens because apparently we're the suicide capital of the world. We're gonna put them in this one clinic together. And we're going to let them room together. We're not going to isolate anybody. We're going to put them in the room. We're going to let them have access to furniture and utensils and sheets and everything. And hopefully it all works out. No, this place would have got shut down because how many deaths were there before this movie picked up at this hospital? 3 or 4?
They said like 3 or 4 on the radio or the TV or whatever.
Jesus.
Didn't at the end of part 1, didn't Nancy take away Freddy's power by saying, I'm not afraid of you in the dream? Wasn't that the whole gimmick? And then he couldn't do anything to her. And then she took away his power and he just exploded into a fire or something before he popped back up again at the end of it because they changed the ending.
Sure. When you mentioned the ending of part 1, all I remember is Freddy grabbing that dummy through the window of the door.
And I know in part 2, he caught AIDS from the final girl in that one. And that's how he died.
Isn't at the end of part 1, like all of her friends are alive in the car waiting on her? Which
Yeah.
I guess she's dreaming, right?
Yeah.
They're all actually dead.
Except for Johnny Depp. He lived and then he married Amber Heard and she used bathroom in his bed.
She whipped his ass good.
Scared him. Blake.
So when I see the star of this movie, and I'm sure she's a big star, I only see Little Nicky. That's all I see.
That's what I was going to say.
I only see and hear Little Nicky.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mallory.
Or the guy on the...
Look at it. Come on, let's get...
Yo, snaggle tooth. Blake, everybody says we got to watch part 3 if we're going to be a fan. If we're not a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street, we watched part 3. I'm still not a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, before, I've already let you talk a little bit, so let me say this. I do remember this movie watching it as a kid. Here in 2025, October of 2025, I think the last time I watched Dream Warriors had to have been at least 25 years ago. Because I remembered this movie completely different than what I watched on TV. Or on the computer or whatever, my phone. I remember the wizard living. I remember the strong man living. I remember the drug addict. I remember everybody living. And I thought that the mute that was dreaming about the naked women, I thought he died. And instead, all these other...
Jake?
Well, Joey?
Yeah, it's Joey. Me and Joey have the same dreams. Exact same dreams.
The most realistic part of this movie is Joey's dreams.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's creepy orderlies working there trying to get the drug addict, hey, I got some drugs.
So can you give me any information on this like head doctor? Because when I first saw him, I'm like, okay, this is a guy who doesn't know if he wants to be Bill Maher or if he wants to be Timothy Busfield. Because it's like a combo of both, but I don't know who he is or what else he's been in. Can you give me any info on him?
I think he's the son of the doctor from Return of the Living Dead 2 because he looks like him a little bit too, like a younger version of him. There seem to be hooligans terrorizing the neighborhood. I don't know what his deal is. I was very, disturbed by the fact that it looked like him and Nancy were going to have a relationship, and he's well into his 40s. And Nancy, by movie standards, should be like 21 or 22 in this movie. So
I was disturbed by the character arc of Nancy's dad. I felt like it should have been a complete role reversal of the dad and the doctor. It should have been the dad yelling at the doctor at the end, this is what we're going to do. This is what we got to do to save Nancy. Come on. But instead, the doctor is having to convince the dad to go through with this stuff to save his daughter because he doesn't want to do it.
And he knows all about Freddy Krueger. So the dad has become a drunk and he's at the same bar our dad's at, and they have to go get him and get him to show where they buried Freddie's bones because, and there was, dude, there's a lot of stuff about this. Let me go back to let me go back to 5 minutes earlier. If you guys watch Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, you'll be fans. Okay, so how about this? How come when they found the bones in this graveyard, Freddie was able to bring the bones back to life and become a skeleton in the real world? How does that make sense for me, Blake?
I can't, but you did mention our dad. I just want to bring up that about a month ago, our dad said that his favorite Michael J. Fox movie was the one where his head's to the side and he slobbers. And
Really
I said, what? And he goes, oh, my bad. That's what he does now.
Why?
I don't know. My kids got to hear that.
And not only did Freddie come back as a skeleton, but it was claymation. And like he wrestles around with all of them and beats them. So if
I don't fault him for the claymation because of the time it was made and the budget. I don't mind that kind of stuff. I mind what you said, the logic. This is a guy who only has access to your dreams. Are we going to get into the specific powers that he has? No, we're not. We're just going to leave it vague. He can control some stuff, in the out. So I don't really get that. But I will say,
wouldn't it be scarier if he come back as those bones and he was just terrorizing the town?
I will say one thing I did like about this movie, because I don't want to 100% trash it. I did like Freddie's mom showing up as a ghost and giving the backstory of it.
I've got like 4 notes. The last note, Blake, the nun scenes were the creepiest scenes of the movie.
Yeah. I really needed, I'm going to say out loud that we needed more of that, but maybe if we got more of that, it ruins it. I don't know. So that was definitely my favorite parts of this movie. And then the reveal at the end that she was Freddie's mom. She's the one who got raped. Well, was it rape or, I don't know. But she's the one who got
maniacs.
Yeah.
Got 100 maniacs.
Yep. They took her to town.
You know what? Every time I see her show up, I'll have to edit this. Probably. Every time I saw her in the movie, all I could think about was the nun from Bachelor Party and how when Tom Hanks is thinking about that girl's face yelling at him.
I thought whenever she popped up, I immediately thought about the nun from the Christmas movie. What's the Christmas horror movie, Ronnie?
Sister, what's her name? Gosh almighty. Yes, the one that came in on the 2 and started whipping them.
Yeah.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
But no, she's the creepiest part of this movie. And once you realize who she is, you're like, oh man, that was pretty scary. The rest of the movie, not very scary. We can go through these idiots if you want to, Blake. I had AI do me a rundown. This episode is brought to you by Barks Root Beer, sugar-free, and AI, Blake. And it's not a gimmick. We don't have an AI voice that's going to read off anything. We don't have that much time.
When you say AI, are we using Chat GPT or Grok?
Yes. Chat GPT.
Okay.
Curtis. We'll use a different AI for every episode. But they brought Nancy back after a movie.
What do you think of that decision?
I don't think it's a bad decision at all. The only decision I question is why did they kill her at the end of it in the manner that they killed her?
Yeah.
So here's what we need to know. Freddie's bones kills Nancy's dad in the graveyard and just knocks out the other guy. Though I do have a side story about that. The fact that the bones were buried in a graveyard, the dude had a shovel.
Junkyard?
What'd I say?
Graveyard.
Yeah, I mean junkyard. So the bones were, after they burn up Freddie and killed him for being a pervert.
Not proven.
They took the bones. They took the bones and put them in the junkyard. So I'm thinking, man, this dude's going to have to dig. But he really lucked out because they just put him in the trunk of an old car that didn't get thrown away for some reason.
Yeah, it's really lucky.
Those cars don't stay there forever.
Really lucky.
Like,
I thought it was a good decision to bring Nancy back, too. I thought her walking in and being, because I'm like, oh, I get to see the same movie for the third time, a bunch of kids that don't know what's going on, and then parents have to explain at the end. But no, they introduce Nancy. Nancy's like, she's like the Spider-Man meme. I'm somewhat of an expert when it comes to dreams. But like this is they killed her off, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't.
There were so many people to kill off in this movie. So the reason the name of this movie is Dream Warriors, right? So they call the movie Dream Warriors because these are the last of the Elm Street kids, and that's why Freddy's trying to kill them. I guess he's already killed off those other 3 or 4. So apparently Freddy only has the power to kill the Elm Street kids, right? Otherwise he'd be killing kids all over town. Right or wrong? Or you don't know?
I believe that's right. I believe he only goes after the kids of the parents who burned him up.
Okay, so we got to assume on the radio or the TV, whatever it was, when they're talking about 3 or 4 other kids have already committed suicide, that he's already taken out those. So these weirdos in the insane asylum are the last of the Elm Street kids that he's got to kill. And apparently all of them have a special power in their dream. Now, Blake, do you think they discussed this in the insane asylum? Hey, we're having all these bad dreams. Maybe we just need to create a superpower for ourselves in these dreams, and that'll help us. Or do you think they've always had these powers that they created before they got to the insane asylum? What I'm asking is, do you think it was a big group decision? Hey, let's give ourselves some powers. Maybe that'll help us in these bad dreams. Or do you think they invented these powers way before they got here?
I thought that they had them before they got there, and they each discovered what the other one's power was and realized that they could all work together. There was only one character that didn't have a power, and maybe it was Joey. He couldn't walk or something. I don't know.
No, that was the wizard. He couldn't walk in real life, but in the dream,
one of them couldn't walk, one of them couldn't talk. I can't remember.
Can't walk, can't talk.
But that's when we get the what you and I were doing earlier. You found your dream power, man. But my thing is, so Freddy kills the last kid. What happens to him? Does he like? So just in this universe, Ronnie, he is a character that can only come to you in your dreams. So where is he at? Where is he at? Can you explain that to me? Like
he's in REM state, REM stage. Dude, I don't know. That's what I'm finding out about these Elm Street movies is there's no permanent lore or rules, if that makes sense. If you buy a Mogwai, you can't get it wet and you can't feed it after midnight. Everybody knows that. When it comes to Freddy, the first movie told us he could get you in his dreams. Okay.
But yeah, you're right. But my thing is like, let's say Freddy's in this dream state because his mission's accomplished, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's say Nancy's dad's like, okay, it's time to move on. I'm late 40s, early 50s. New lady just moved down the block. I'm fixing to go borrow some sugar. And they make some and they have a kid. Now all of a sudden Freddy is revived.
No, I don't think. Revived to get the kids. What you're saying?
Because one of the people that burned him up had another kid.
Yeah. Wouldn't he go after? Wouldn't it be better to go after the parents and kill the parents, or do you kill? I mean, I
think this is how you get back at him.
Yeah, I understand the children aspect because he was a child murderer, but
allegedly.
Allegedly. Do you kill the children and then kill the dude? None of this is making any sense.
Didn't they have to burn him up because he was found innocent?
Yeah, because
am I making that up?
No, you're not making that up. Freddy Krueger was found innocent because somebody took money or something. Hold on.
This town needs an enema.
It was like
burned alive an innocent man.
Like George Floyd. Hold on.
You don't argue. I mean, listen.
He's set free on a technicality when it's discovered that the search warrant was not signed in the right place. He was then hunted down by a mob made up of the town's vengeful parents, and they cornered him in the boiler room. And as Elvis used to say, they TCB'd.
Don't make me use my stuff on you, baby.
Okay, so here's the deal. This is called Dream Warriors.
That's a really good story. I will say that is a very creative story.
That's because effort was put into the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one was like, hey, we're going to make a good movie. And then they said, hey, we've got a franchise on our hands. So the second one, you douse a little gay in there. And if you watch the movie, there's a lot of gay in there.
Yeah.
And then how do you return from that? You got to bring the chick back from the first one, part 3, to get the stink of the gay.
Got to have Joey dream about.
Here's the deal, Blake. We asked him if he could have any dream power about 15 minutes ago, what would it be? And he said he wanted to see his dreams from another angle. What's that mean?
Like he can see, he's watching himself like a movie. He's watching his dream like a movie, but he can see himself.
I just figured he'd been hitting that drugstore vape. Don't know what he's saying. What would your dream power be?
I mean, I don't even really understand the question, if I'm being honest.
Well, the one guy's a wizard.
Can I do anything in my dreams already?
I know, if you think it's there. I think my dream power would be not being able to be killed. I can't be killed. That'd be my dream power.
Yeah.
Because the wizard, the kid that's the wizard, he gets out of his chair and he gives Freddy some of the whatever out of his hands. And all Freddy does is run up to him, and there's some lame kills. I know there's a few good kills, but there's also some lame kills. Freddy just gives him the old stab to the gut, and you don't know if he's dead or not until they say, hey, dude's dead.
What's the worst power you could have? Like, if you instantly made whoever you're around.
That's the dream power. The other guy fired turd rockets at Freddy. I mean, my dream power would be like, if I was a wizard, I'd be like, turn Freddy into like a, and now he's bouncing towards me. That's a movie. I don't know, Blake. This movie didn't make any sense.
My power would be to heal Freddy and make him a Christian.
There you go. Fix his skin and send him back in time so he didn't get caught. Oh. I don't know. I do know this. Freddy, as a skeleton in the real world, kills Nancy's dad. And we're in the dream. We haven't talked about Patricia Arquette yet. Her dream is she's able to bring other people into her dream. So if all of them are asleep, she can bring them all together. Sort of like when you respawn in Call of Duty and you guys all get together. I'm pretty sure that's where they got Call of Duty to respawn from, is because she's got the power to pull everybody into her dreams. I did remember a few things from this movie correctly. I remember the movie starting off with her mom coming home, and you could hear the guy downstairs wanting to know where the bourbon was. And then later on, she falls asleep, and it's Freddy that shows up and cuts her mom's head off and goes, "Where's the effing bourbon, B?" And that. So Freddy gets.
You always do this. You always ruin it when a man comes home.
There's some good music in this movie. I don't know if you know this or not, but that one song they kept playing over and over was from NWA Power, the YouTube show from back during the COVID.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Can I play Monday morning quarterback with this movie?
Do it, because I don't have anything to say about it.
Don't you think it would have been better if we're going to introduce a new star of this franchise in Patricia Arquette? Don't you think it would have been better when she got to the facility that Nancy is a patient there already? And then Nancy explains to her everything, and then Patricia becomes the dream warrior or the head, whatever. And then in the middle of the movie, Freddy kills Nancy, and then that's how you pass the torch. Instead of the Nancy is, the scholar who will make you holler, and who knows everything. And then at the end, she dies because she thinks her dad killed her. I mean, don't you think we should have went a different route with that if that's where we were going?
She did die thinking her dad killed her.
Yeah.
No, he turned into Freddy.
He did. I mean, she did get to see it was Freddy.
Yeah, she got to see it was Freddy. Why did she fall for that? I'll answer your question in just a minute, but she's in a dream. Why did she fall for that? All the crap she saw in part 1, not to trust anything in a dream. And if her dad really did die, and he did, how could he pop up in her dream to say, I just want to say goodbye one last time now that I'm sober, or I'll pass over to the other side? Hell.
I've been dead for 10 minutes. It's the longest I've ever been sober.
But no, you have a good idea. Her being in the institution and knowing all this. But I like what they did because that adds to the happy ending of part one and knowing that she made it. Oh, wait. Part one didn't have a happy ending because it ended on a cliff note that we didn't know if it was dream, reality, or what. So
it's got to be a dream because Freddy's there. He's only present in dreams. I mean, I'm having trouble remembering it. Does he get pulled into reality in the first one, or is that only Freddy versus Jason?
Yes, she pulls him into reality because they realize he can.
Like she brought his hat or something, right?
Yeah, she brought his hat and then she brought him. And then he caught on fire and jumped on her mama and they disappeared.
Yeah.
And then the mama's back. So now I'm starting to think I don't like these movies even more because I watched this.
I still say part one is a good movie. It's a great start to a franchise. I just think it completely fell off with 2, 3, and 4. Now, I will say this. I do want to watch 5. Is that the one that's called New Nightmare?
No, New Nightmare's after Freddy's dead.
Oh, okay. So New Nightmare is the one that Wes Craven did, right? He came back and did that one. And it's supposed to be like all the others don't exist.
Yeah, it's just like.
So there's another one? There's 6 Freddy movies.
So we're today, October the 1st, 2025, we're reviewing Dream Warriors. Tomorrow, we're going to review Dream Master. Then you have, I almost said Problem Child, but Dream Child? Was that even a movie? And then you have Freddy's Dead. I think Dream Child is one because it's the ugly kid from Jurassic Park.
The little boy?
Yes.
I didn't know there was that many in this franchise.
Dude, every one of them made like 40, 50 million. And so unlike Paramount, they were happy because they just built a studio. All right. Dream Child. Yeah, Dream Child's part 5. So there you go. And then Freddy's Dead, I think, is part 6. I don't know.
We wait till part 6 to name a movie Freddy's Dead when he dies in every one of them.
It's true. I guess they killed him for real this time.
He's dead before part 1.
A New Nightmare, though, I remember it being pretty good because it's all just the real.
It's like a movie studio, right?
Not a movie studio. It's the real people. Yeah. It's like instead of being Nancy, she's Heather Langenkamp, star of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right.
And then everybody that was in the movies is there. And then it turns out it's just some demon that's taking the form of what Freddy looked like in the movies that's harassing or going after everybody. Like, this is the best thing that could ever happen to Robert Englund. I don't know why he wouldn't have tried to be Freddy Krueger like twice a year for the rest of his life. I don't understand this. And I don't understand why Nancy, Heather Langenkamp, would agree to be killed off. I would be like, no, I want to be in all of these movies. Are you insane? I've got nothing else going on. I'm going to keep being in Freddy movies and making tons of money. That way you don't have to bring in dime store Nancy over here with Patricia Arquette. So Patricia Arquette's
she probably looked at Halloween and saw Jamie Lee Curtis and said, wow, Jamie Lee Curtis, after the success of Halloween, did a bunch of really good movies the next 3 or 4 years. She should have looked at everybody in Friday the 13th and said, hey, these people don't do nothing after they're in a movie. I should stick with the franchise.
I would have stuck with it forever.
Yeah.
Real quick, what are we missing? We got Sister Mary Helena ends up being Freddy's Amanda Kruger.
Great reveal, too, at the cemetery.
Yeah, it's really good. She helped kill her son. All these kids are supposedly committing suicide. There's a really cool death where they all watch this one kid jump off the bell tower. And in the dream world, he's got all his veins ripped out. These are do they do it in this movie or is it the next one, Blake, where he shows that he's got all the souls or somebody's a meatball?
The next one.
Something? That's the next one. Okay, that always made me sick.
I will say, you mentioned the TV death earlier. I thought that was pretty cool for, Lawrence Fishburne to walk in and see that. And, we get Freddy's line. Maybe his most famous line is "Welcome to Prime Time."
About Zsa Zsa Gabor on that television show, and Freddy turns into her. Nobody cares what you're saying.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think they missed the opportunity with that clip, she should have flipped the channels 4 or 5 times, Ronnie, and each time it's like a clip from the John Ritter movie Stay Tuned, where
Yes.
Freddy's in
Right.
there doing something horrible, whether it's a TV show, a talk show, a sports show, a sitcom, just whatever. Freddy's there, and that's when she realizes, she's in a dream, and then Freddy gets her. I thought they missed a opportunity there. Because to me, that was the highlight of the movie, when Freddy's revealed to be that talk show host and he kills her.
Freddy turns into a snake at one point and eats one of these kids. Which one? Oh, it's Kristen. Who is
she that chick who thinks she's a badass?
Kristen. No, Kristen is Arquette. Okay, there's a few things I remember. Somebody gets eaten by a snake. He's a puppet master. The black guy's got all these powers. He's super strong, but that doesn't help him because he still burns his hand.
Joey's dream.
He has a voice in Joey's dream. I love you to say Joey's dream. It's the
That's
part
what I remember.
But there's also the punk rocker chick who Freddy makes all her drug scars open up, and it's like little mouths trying to get to the drug. And he's got the needles all over his hands, and he's like just injects her, and she dies.
Speaking of that girl, one of my favorite scenes that shouldn't be funny, but I laughed, was when the male nurse approaches her. Baby, I got all the drugs you could ask for in the closet. He said something like, "If you want to learn, I'm your teacher." It was something clever like that. And she's like, "I don't do that anymore. Get away from me." He said, "You'll be back."
You'll be back, Jared.
He works there with children, Ronnie. She's underage. She's 16, 17.
But yeah,
all these people that killed Freddy had a kid at the same time.
Yeah, and probably a hurricane or something came through and the power went out. Movie cost $4.5 million, Blake, to make. Box office was right at $45 million here in the United States.
Pretty good.
Everybody loves this movie. It is directed by Chuck Russell, who I don't know what he ever did, but sounds good. But do we miss anything?
I don't think we did. I mean, kudos to them. Very few movies other than Friday the 13th, the first 3 or 4 make a lot of money. They kept riding the wave. I'm not a fan.
I don't like it.
Watching Nightmare on Elm Street 3 after watching 2 and after watching 1 didn't make me a Nightmare on Elm Street fan. So I'm excited to watch tomorrow. And
maybe part 4 will do it for you.
We'll see. I
think the wrong people died. Nancy should have lived. Why kill her off?
Because you got Patricia Arquette to carry the torch now.
Nancy should have lived, and everybody else should have died. Instead, this guy's going to die alone. He goes over and see Amanda Kruger's grave. He's got to explain how all these kids died because it's just going to look like a bunch of suicides. Nobody's going to believe the Freddy Krueger stuff. He's going to get pinned for the murder of her dad because he was with him at the junkyard.
Yeah. And
I really thought they had to take the bones to hallowed ground. We didn't bring that up, by the way. They said if you could, the nun says if you can take his remains to hallowed ground, it will kill him. So if Freddy can turn into his bones in the real world, why wouldn't he have already hid them somewhere else so that the parents can't come and find them? But apparently hallowed ground just means you go steal some holy water and just pour it over the bones. I would think you had to bury it on I thought he was going to be digging a hole in his churchyard.
He was throwing it on him, and in the dream world, Freddy started, holing up.
All these movies are like Freddy just gets tired of fighting and just pretends to be dead and lets everybody go.
Dude, that really is the case. Going all the way to Freddy versus Jason. I mean,
he's still alive. He's just pretending to be dead. But what sense does it make? It's not like unless he's like the Joker and he's like, look, guys, I can't really just kill all of you because that'd be the end of me. So I'm going to keep some of you around so you can make some more friends. So how do we want to do this? Guys, leave a comment. What do you think about Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3? Like, subscribe. please share with everybody you know every video we do this month, all 31. We would appreciate the publicity. Tell them, Blake.
If the kids have kids, can he haunt them?
Yeah. I mean, it's never ending.
It's never ending, right?
Yeah, the only person we knew that wasn't going to have a kid was Mark from part 2. Because
Right.
he can't get pregnant. Unless he's one of these iPhone emojis.
Well,
Anyway.
the chair from part 3.
That's true. He couldn't either. You reckon you think he's a wizard in these dreams?
He probably is. You know what he is? He's a loser in his dreams.
And in real life.
And he wakes up and he's a loser.
What kind of rating system we doing this month, Blake, for year 9?
Let's see. I know we've done the teacher system, A through F. We've done thumbs up, thumbs down. We've done 1 through 10. We've done 5-star.
I mean, you never go wrong with a number.
1.
Are you really giving this a 1? That's unfair. I mean, I can't tell you your opinion, but there's going to be plenty of movies this month that
and that's why I got to change it. 1 out of what? What's the scale here?
Let's go to the 10-point scale like we always do. It'll be fine.
This is a 3.8.
Good Lord, I was going to say like a 5.7.
No, this ain't even half good. No.
It felt like a TV sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Those sci-fi movies had a specific look to them back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
I'm pretty sure it had a commercial in it.
And they have a specific look, and this felt like a sci-fi. It really looked like it was shot just like the 1990 Night of the Living Dead. It had that TV movie look to it, especially when you're looking at Amanda Kruger in the graveyard at during the day. It had a weird look to it. We got a lot of people that we're friends with on YouTube that knows all about these camera aspects and ratios. We need to ask them, why does it look like that? Maybe they put that Vaseline on the camera like they did in Scream 4 that everybody always talks about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So how do we transition from today to tomorrow? Do we just say we'll be right back, or do we end the show? Because we got to end the show. Then I've got to go find the stamp, the dentist stamp. Where's that? Hold on. Let me find it. Where's it at? Blake. Hold on.
We can call Nick Push. He knows how to transition.
Okay. Let's pretend that was the last thing we said.